Hey guys, what's going on? I'm excited to have you here for the premiere of my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be painting Project Adventure Seaker here. And I'm going to go over the paint I used, the tools you need, and the steps I took to get this job done. So let's go ahead and dive into this project. Alright guys, so the tools I used was a random orbital sander. It's a Milwaukee and I picked it up at Home Depot. The sandpaper I used was DeWalt 80 grit sandpaper. You can use 120 to 180 grit sandpaper, but I did use 80. For primer, I used Supermarine primer. I bought this off Top Seaker Coating, and you can see all the numbers here. When I called them back, they said they're getting rid of the Supermarine line. However, it is the same product, just under a different name, so you're going to have to call them to figure out what that new brand is. For rollers, I used the foam door and cabinet rollers, which I picked up at Lowe's. Just pick up a handle. I also picked this up at Lowe's. And for the trays, I just used the plastic trays. I don't even have the metal one. I find that you don't really need it. For a paintbrush, make sure you get a quality paintbrush. Something like this Blue Hawk. It's actually, the bristles are really nice, they're soft, and I didn't have any issues with it. One thing you should not buy is one of these cheap chintzy made in China paintbrushes. All these bristles fall off on you and it just makes the paint job look terrible. Okay, after I had the primer down, I used my palm sander, which is a DeWalt, and I used 400 grit sandpaper to go ahead and make that flat. Okay. After that, the paint I used was same thing with the Supermarine line. This is color 474 of the SM1000 line. Again, make sure that you call them and make sure that you have this or the comparable color for whatever new brand name that they have. And then the white is just the SM1000 gloss white. Other things you're going to need are just your tack cloths and some acetone. The acetone you're going to use in between each step whenever you're doing anything with paint, so that way you know that you have no oils or contaminants in there that'll prevent the adhesion of your paint. You're also going to need a mixing bucket and any thinners and hardeners for your specific paint. So this is the Top Seaker Coating TS101 thinner and the SM60 hardener. With the primer, I feel like I probably should have used a little bit of thinner with it, because when it went on, it just didn't seem to roll on as well as it should have. With the actual paint, I did use the thinner. However, I feel like I should have used a little bit more thinner. Alright, let's go ahead and get into prepping this boat and painting it. Alright guys, the first thing you're going to want to do is tape off whatever design you want on your boat. Alright guys, I just realized that I've got a little bit ahead of myself. I still need to sand down this primer before I put any paint onto it. So, I guess here comes a time lapse of me sanding, trying not to mess up the tape that I just put down. Alright, so now that I got the whole thing sanded, well, at least above the line that I put on, I'm going to take a cloth. All it is just a little lint-free cloth, and I'm just going to go over everything, try and knock down as much dust as possible, just like this. So, go ahead and let's get a time lapse of that going. Alright, now that we got it tacked down, we're gonna go ahead and do pretty much the same thing, not using the same rag. Get a new rag, and we're going to wipe it down with a little bit of acetone. This will make sure that there's no oils from your skin from touching it, because as you notice, I did touch paint a lot. So after this step, we do this right before we paint, and make sure that you do not touch the boat. Alright, now that we've removed all the oils and everything and all the extra paint, primer dust from it, we can go ahead and just mix up all the paint. Let's go and do it. Alright guys, so we're going to be taking the first look at this paint. As I stated before, it's supposed to be kind of a Tiffany blue, but I have yet to see the actual paint color yet. Well, it does seem to be pretty close to actually what I wanted. So, I'm not going to lie to you, I was looking online trying to find how much of this you need to mix, and nothing had anything anywhere. So in case you're wondering, I am playing a wing on this one. Alright, so as I stated, I had no idea how much I'm going to put in. Seem to be sitting at the 12-ounce mark right now, so I think I put about 2 ounces in. And about an ounce. So far I put about 2 ounces of thinner and 1 ounce of hardener. Alright guys, just to test out how well this works, I'm going to have to try this on a nice wide open area. So it appears that the paint actually goes on really nicely. You guys have to notice I'm trying to do a little bit of kind of like a review on this paint as I'm using it. Basically what you're going to want to do, get a nice little surface area going. And take your paintbrush. I'm just gonna come right across it. Okay, and we're just gonna keep on doing it. This feels like the consistency of the paint is actually pretty good. I'm going to be keep on testing it and checking it out, making sure that it's not running. And if it is, then I'm going to have to thicken up this paint. Alright guys, so I got the first coat of paint on, and I think it looks pretty nice. It's not full coverage. It is most coverage, but it is not full coverage. Here I'll go ahead and give you a view of what it's going to look like. I know up in here it looks like I might have missed a little bit. I'm not up to the line, but the thing is you're going to have a bump guard that comes in up there and is going to cover a majority of that up. maybe you might be able to see, not sure how well the video picks it up, but in here you can see that you can still see a little bit of the white primer underneath. Pretty sure that the second coat is going to cover that up. Also, if you're worried around here, don't worry about that, because I'm going to have a metal shield that goes around that eye. It'll, one, protect the boat, and two, it's going to cover up that patch of paint, or lack of paint. So I picked that layout for the colors because that is what the new Woolcrafts look like, and I figured this boat needs a little bit of updating. Alright guys, we're going to get one last walk around. I just got the second coat laid down, so this should be the last one. So this should be just about what the final product's going to look like. Alright guys, so I noticed this video is running a little bit long, so I decided to cut out putting in the video of the second coat, considering it's the same as the first coat. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for today. Please stay tuned for part 2 of this paint video. Also stay tuned for the overview of the boat, which is going to go over what the boat looked like when I first bought it, what it looks like now, and what my plans are for the future. Also coming up soon is going to be me introducing Project Black Widow, which is my 2013 Chevy Silverado. I'm doing some pretty cool things to it, so please stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. Have a nice day.